so desperate to leave. And instead of being considered the new niggers weren't low enough, you have the gall to call me a mayate.
Interessante. But it appears that you have forgotten your history, because it pains me to hear you call me wetback for getting the drench in the middle passage.
Oh, you think you bleed like me, Vato? There are a lot more of us at the bottom of the Atlantic than are you in the Rio Grande. See, it's a bit wider.
You're right, the Atlantic is much wider than the Rio Grande. But the gap between you and me is not so big.
A slave is not an immigrant. That's why they pick you to fill the minority quota.
A slave is not an immigrant, but an immigrant these days is a slave. And don't talk to me about quotas, brother. Affirmative action has treated you kindly. If you have any questions, just ask your Uncle Tom. And get this minute?
How dare you disrespect me in Spanish like that's your native tongue? You're just an Indian speaking the language of your captors, actors, like that Spanish blood makes you any less of their bastards. But I'll be damned if I built this nation just to give it to you.
This land spiritually has always belonged to me. Mexican once, Indian always.
And it looks like it's becoming again. Jesus Cristo.
Jesus Christ? They shoved crosses down indigenous throats, choking tongues until we can no longer pronounce our original name.
They put them on our front lawns to keep us silent. Stop! We are all too familiar with friendly fire.
We are buried in the trenches, burning bridges between allied forces,
turning family reunions into urban warfare. We are black and brown Judas hiding 30 pieces of silver in the holes we have left in each other's chests.
Maybe I'm threatened by the thought that someone has had this banner even worse than me.
But if pyramids can rise from our fingertips, how hard can it be to build peace? These days, a black man can eat his own slice of the devil's pie and end up chipping his tooth on a shadow.
But brown people are poisoned from eating tamales wrapped in the huts of broken treaties and $100 bills.
We fight like Pretty Boy Floyd and Oscar De La Hoya, two bulls pitted against each other in the ring.
Our matador, a bloodthirsty conqueror, using our fear for one another as his red flag. We both lose in this split decision race war.
This has to end before the NAACP joins forces with La Migra resurrecting Auschwitz border patrol style.
You wake up one morning and find Mexican kids beating and hanging black men like a piñata.
We share common scars.
Let us see ancestors in each other's eyes again.
But Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta will call out his ancestors during Kwanzaa celebration.
Photos of Marcus Garvey and Betty Shabazz are placed next to the abuelito on the altar